I was watching the recap that happens. I'm wondering, should I try with you? Should I try temporarily insane? Because that goes up in the recap a lot, and I was wondering if maybe I'm supposed to re-ask that again.
I don't know.
Nope.
That's not...
Nope, that doesn't really go anywhere. Alright, well, it was worth a look. According to our notes that we recommend to ourselves that it's best to wait until last to talk to Jaya. We've said to ourselves somewhere down here. Yeah, Jaya thinks I should tell the patients I can stop their problems. I guess I should say that then, to Claire, just in case. I can stop your problem.
That's an interesting idea, Doctor. It's not really something that needs to be done, though. I have no intention of reanimating anybody anymore. It hasn't gone very well in the past.
Okay, so she's like, I don't need your help because I'm already planning on never doing this again. Let's go to the other yellow people, the yellow noted ones, to see if I can follow up on them.
No, Doctor. No, you can't. I've seen what you can do. You can listen and ask, but you don't have any real power.
Boy. Not the most receptive responses so far. I might have already asked Mariana. Yeah. So I already asked Mariana. Did I try Scarlet?
Sorry. No.
Yeah. I get the feeling that the optional characters that show up for one chapter and possibly never again, I think they might have been scrapped characters that were written in a different draft of the game, essentially. Because it's interesting how even when there's questions related to that chapter, you often can't ask that character those questions. And I think it's because they were just kind of plopped in throughout the campaign wherever they kind of fit. And that's why they were not as receptive to the same... Like, if I have a question that I can ask literally everyone, that's not the optional characters, oftentimes I can't ask the optional character that to get an actual response. That tends to be the case. So we have Ellen and we have Nathan remaining. And Nathan's the troubled one with Hannah and everything. How are you today? How are you, Nathan?
I'm feeling good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
Huh. It's really weird how all these patients know who each other are. Go on a date, huh?
I can't really explain it, but she seems like such a friendly person. I think the police are barking up the wrong tree.
You think the police are barking up the wrong tree? Huh. I'm not sure what to think of Mariana. She has some sort of concerning power, and she has premonitions about, like, flesh walls and crap like that. That might be made of people, and some of the people she talks to disappeared. It makes me worried that maybe she could be dangerous to Nathan, potentially, and that he might be in danger if they date. It's hard to say for sure. Huh. Then again, I followed Mariana and nothing happened to me, which kind of contradicts the part where she never sees them again. Police?
I think I've probably said too much. It's probably not the same girl anyway.
No, it's the same girl.
I don't know anything.
No, it's the same girl, is what I meant to say.
Read the papers, Doctor. I don't, but people at work talk about it. Missing people, dead bodies. The police are looking for a redhead, apparently.
Oh, the police are looking for a redhead with missing people. That's an issue.
I can't tell you anything about that.
So missing people.
Sometimes I wonder where you're going with some of these questions.
Sometimes I wonder where you're going with these questions where you ask about the thing I was just talking about, but I have no idea what you're talking about because I'm not a real person.
Read the papers, Doctor. I don't, but people at work talk about it. Missing people, dead bodies. The police are looking for a redhead, apparently.
Maybe we should take this chance to bounce back to Mariana then. Dead bodies. Missing people.
That's not something I know anything about.
Are the police looking for you?
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Police missing people, dead bodies, redhead. That I try all this together. Yeah, I don't know if I can ask you about that stuff. You might not be able to follow up on it. She's already yellow in advance, and even the clue, like whenever something refers to another patient, it almost always brings a thing into here in my notes, and even that didn't bring something up. So maybe you can't follow up on it right now. Stay away from Mariana.
What's wrong with Mariana? Wait, don't answer that. I'll let you know.
What's wrong? Oh, don't answer that, I'll let you know. Because he's gonna loop. Which means, if he survived a night with Mariana, she would not know what happened, but he would go on to know what happened. Which means that he could reveal what happens to these people that disappear. But if he doesn't, but if he dies, then he might not loop. Unless he can still loop if he dies. I don't know if we're dealing with the Edge of Tomorrow rules here or not. Okay, let's ask about Hannah.
I don't know. I'm a broken record. I'm definitely a broken something.
You said you would drive in front of the truck again.
The truck driver that ran into Hannah. He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He makes sleeping pills with alcohol too. But he died in his garage.
Oh, we're going to sleeping pills then. That's one of the ongoing topics to go on to.
If you get the combination of alcohol and sleeping tablets just right, you can knock out an elephant. I've no idea what kind of animal Dr. Dekker was. Which reminds me, that truck driver died.
Yeah, we know about that because that happened before. Doctor Dekker.
What are you trying to do most? Cure his patients or find out who killed him?
I want to cure you.
It's been nice chatting with you, don't get me wrong. But I can't help but feel you're mainly interested in finding out about the old doctor. I suppose you already know Dr. Dekker thought one of his patients was trying to kill him.
And do you know who that could be?
Nope. Sorry.
I can stop your problem.
Please do. I wish I could believe you.
What would it take for you to believe me?
I haven't got a clue. Sorry.
I suppose stopping his problem would make him believe me, is the issue. Let's see. What kind of animal Dr. Dekker was? Nope. That's not going anywhere. He said that the truck driver was divorced. Killed himself.
Sorry. Dunno.
Well, this isn't quite working. Let's try again.
It's been nice chatting with you, don't get me wrong. But I can't help but feel you're mainly interested in finding out about the old doctor. I suppose you already know Dr. Dekker thought one of his patients was trying to kill him.
Is that what I missed? Trying to kill.
He told me in one of our sessions, which was later rewound, that someone had been leaving him messages on his prescription pad. Not good messages.
Prescription pad.
He didn't tell me anything specifically. Just death threats. It was one of his many rants. I just sat there quietly, hoping he wasn't going to try and hypnotize me again. I asked him if it was a boy or a girl's handwriting. He said he knew who it was, and that they'd be in trouble. I think he was bluffing.
Could have been bluffing. He's ranting to you about it, and you're explaining that, which might possibly slightly exonerate you from being the one that was doing it, but it's hard to say. It'd be a bad idea to expose information to me that helps me go after you, so it might not be him. But we don't even get a gender out of this, unfortunately. Bluffing?
I don't think he knew who was behind the death threats, or he'd have stopped it.
Reasonable conclusion, probably. Sure. So getting death threats on his pad. I should probably bring that up to Jaya when I get the chance. Let's see. Knock out an elephant.
Work with me, Doctor.
Combination of sleeping pills and alcohol.
It's funny how when somebody dies, all their bad traits come out. Yes, Dr. Dekker was a heavy drinker. He would often pour himself a glass during one of our sessions. Pretty rude.
Okay. That went somewhere.
The truck driver that ran into Hannah. He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He mixed sleeping pills with alcohol too, but he died in his garage.
Oh, the garage is what I need to go after.
I read it in the paper. He'd been drinking. Then he took the sleeping pills. Then he went into his garage and put the hose pipe through his window. Not until he put his daughter in the seat first.
Oh, well, that got significantly darker. Also, first of all, it's less that he killed himself with his alcohol and sleeping pills, and more that he killed himself with the, apparently putting the exhaust pipe of his car into the window to really take himself out. Really messed up that he put his daughter in there, though.
It's one of those newspaper stories you read, and you hope it says he leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter. But his daughter was in the car. Do you know I wrote him a letter?
You wrote him a letter. Also, this is really fucked up stuff right here. So, he was saying he'd drive in front of the truck again if he could. Possibly, he might, because of how he feels about Hannah. On one hand, that's like, sure, she might have been getting ready to break up with you, but you're still killing someone. But now you're finding out that what happened led to the truck driver killing himself and his daughter? Like, I think that's enough reason not to kill Hannah if you somehow could undo it, even though there's no reason to think you could ever loop back that far.
Dr. Dekker told me one of the ways to get through my grief would be to write a letter to the truck driver. I tried to forgive him. I know it was my fault, but the thing that made me feel best was blaming him. I think maybe he killed himself because of me. Do you think I'm to blame, Doctor?
Uh-oh. It's super possible. He might have killed him, but it's not... But at this point, it's not related to his power specifically. Or is it? I was gonna say it's not... I was about to say that it's not specific to his power, so making him confront it doesn't necessarily help our current goal, and it might just cause some trauma for him. And that might just be generally bad for him. But, it could be that the latent regret of what's going on here might have compounded. And maybe that what he did led to more and more grief, and that may have led to more and more of, like, him getting stuck in his power. Because I'm getting more and more convinced that his looping is tied to senses of regret. That he's such profound and deep regret that his belief of not being able to move on leads to him literally not being able to move on. He has to constantly bargain every day for the ability to move on to the next day. So it's possible that the grief of what happened may have been causing him to loop, and the grief of this other person's death and their daughter may be causing him to loop even more. In which case, I don't know if it's better to have him confronted or to convince him that it's not his fault, and maybe him thinking that it's his fault is what's causing him to loop. In fact, we've established that Dekker did some really messed up things. I can almost believe that maybe Dekker encouraged him to write this letter, and then what if Dekker specifically used sleeping pills and alcohol like a setup to drug this guy and his daughter, and then specifically set them up to die in the car and make it look like some sort of horrible thing happened. It's just to further dig this guy into grief to extend his power. Since it seems like Dekker was encouraging the powers more than discouraging them, perhaps. Let's say no, you can't hold yourself responsible for someone else's suicide.
Nope.
No, you are not to blame.
Maybe. Who knows what he was doing when he ran into Hannah? His daughter's picture was in the paper. Molly.
Molly?
Ever since I saw a picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching me. Crazy, right?
That was creepy how she just kind of popped up like that on the side of the screen. We got it to yellow really quickly, actually. And I don't know if I even have more lines of thought to question about. I said I can stop your problem, I asked about the sleeping pills. We exhausted all the different paths that came up. I asked about Hannah. That went down the path of the guy. I think that's it, really. I could try this real quick.
It's one of those newspaper stories you read, and you hope it says he leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter. But his daughter was in the car. Do you know, I wrote him a letter.
We already asked about the letter. There might be some detail going on there, but I'm pretty satisfied with how that proceeded. Ellen? How are you today, Ellen?
Hilda died last night. On her own, heartbroken because she couldn't see her daughter. I feel terrible. I should never have listened to you.
Oh. You listened to me. Let's ask about Hilda then. No, this may have been for the best because it could have gone horribly wrong if you did it. It's such a fake act.
One of the other nurses found her. She went without anyone even noticing. I wasn't there. I phoned in sick. I knew that if I went into work, I'd want to shift.
You phoned in sick?
Doctor, I'm not sure I should be answering questions like that.
Okay. You'd want a shift.
Do you think I'm a good person, Doctor?
Sure.
I don't have anything else.
Oh, that actually wasn't, yes, I think you are a good person. Confusingly, that was a generic response, apparently. Maybe one that's filtering into this particular day, because I didn't get a new clue on the side of the screen.
I hope so. I'm trying to be. I really am.
And if you're really trying to be a good person, then that probably makes you a good person. But you can still hurt people. You need to be careful about that. Listened to me. You listened to me.
In our last session, you said that shifting was wrong, that I shouldn't shift for Hilda, that I should let her die without seeing her daughter. I'm such an idiot. I have this amazing gift and I didn't use it.
But the emotion is fake.
Let me think. No.
It's a lie.
Sorry.
You lie to your patients.
I'm not really helping, am I? Try asking me something else.
Well, that didn't work. But also, how it's amusing to me that they actually recorded the same random responses for like when you don't when it doesn't work out. A lot of them are re-recorded in the different clothes because they wear different clothes every day. But sometimes they say the same thing they did in previous days. So like they actually re-recorded the same line over and over again in different outfits, which is kind of funny. Let's see. I can stop your problem.
You've never seen me angry, have you, Doctor? Don't say things like that when you don't mean them. It causes upset.
It causes upset because she likes her power and doesn't see it as something that needs to go away like the other ones mostly do.
I don't know anything about that.
Angry.
I don't really know anything about that.
Causes upset.
The whole thing with Hilda has just made me realise how important shifting is. Even if I sometimes have bad experiences or I get it wrong, I need to keep doing it.
Was that the answer to getting her to stop wanting to do it? Is this like a reverse psychology situation? If I tell her not to do it, then she's like, has regret for not doing it, and then she's like, no, I double down on how much I have to do it. And maybe if you tell her to do it, she then has a horrible experience with Hilda, maybe ruins that person's final moments on Earth, because it gets exposed and the connection isn't believed or something, and then she's like, I can't do this ever again, this was a mistake. Because I was trying to tell her, like, no, if you get it wrong, you're ruining the last moments of somebody's life on Earth, and you're impersonating someone, and you're hurting someone as a result, and like that could go so horribly, and whether it goes badly or not, it still is conceptually pretty horrible, even if you can pull it off. But I don't think it's really working out here. Let's ask about sleeping pills.
Most people have taken sleeping pills at some time or another, haven't they? It's probably quite easy to get hold of them. Although, I have to get a doctor to sign a prescription if I need any at work. It's probably the same for Jaya.
Ah. That's worth noting. Need a prescription. So Jaya would need that too?
Sorry.
Sleeping pills at work. No. Jaya.
Jaya seems really nice. I don't know why she'd want to work in a place like this.
Place like this.
I just mean, get all these weird people coming here. I mean, I've met some of them out in the waiting room. I know they're just people, but a couple of them have seriously given me the creeps.
Given you the creeps. Who is doing that?
I don't know anything about that.
Creeps.
Let me...
How is that dead ending? Okay. Ellen says some of the other patients give her the creeps. Maybe we should ask her about each one. Just one by one, I suppose. Okay. Scarlet. I doubt that'll work, but Scarlet.
Sorry.
Bryce.
Bryce? I'm not sure who that is.
Mariana.
I don't think I know her.
Nathan.
I don't know who Nathan is.
Okay, Claire. She's the obvious one because she's the actual murderer of the group.
She's the slightly older one, isn't she? Always well dressed? Yes, her. I'm pretty good at picking up on people's energy, and hers is cold. Actually, I think I sort of know her. Claire Castleford, isn't it? Apparently, she attacked her husband or something.
Right, Claire attacked her husband. No, it's a dead end for now. Kinda thought it might be. That's all it goes to. And that's... Are we missing people? I feel like we're missing people. Is it really that short of a list? Claire, Mariana, Bryce, Nathan, Ellen? Huh. I've asked everyone about... Yeah, I asked her about everyone then. Including Jaya earlier, technically. Okay. So the line of reasoning of giving her the creeps doesn't go much further. We asked her about sleeping pills. We asked her about... we said I can stop your problem, which she was not happy about. Let's see. Do you still have the locket?
I don't have anything else to say about it.
Co-worker.
Sorry.
Work.
Doctor, I'm not sure.
Hospital?
I don't really know.
I can't remember the co-worker's name, and I wanted to ask about that. Oh, right. And to ask everyone about Dr. Dekker.
I think of Dr. Dekker every time one of my patients dies. It makes me remember how he didn't care about his mum. He was a good therapist. He was a lousy son.
Well, that's worth asking about. Lousy son. How do you know about that?
I was angry at Dr. Dekker. Hilda's daughter, she's in Australia, so fair enough. Maybe she really couldn't get over to see her. But Dr. Dekker's mum was dying literally on the other side of town, and he just couldn't be bothered. I shifted for her, but in a way, I wish I hadn't. because it let Dr. Dekker off the hook, you know? I didn't realise how little he cared until I told him the news.
Told him the news.
For a moment, I thought he might cry. Just for a split second. But he didn't. He just carried on with our session. I wish I knew what went on there. Jaya probably knows. She spent quite a long time with Sarah when she visited.
We got a name. We have Sarah.
I'm not really helping, am I?
Dekker's mother.
I'm not really helping.
Nope, also a dead end. Okay. That's interesting, though. So Dr. Dekker has a mother who died, and he didn't bother visiting her, so Ellen shapeshifted and pretended to be Dekker so that they can try to give the mother some closure. And she says she almost regrets that, which is rather vindictive, isn't it? What the hell's up with that? She's talking about like she's this angel of mercy and she's going to rescue people from their final moments and make them feel loved by their loved ones even if they don't show up and all this other stuff, but then she's going to withhold that from a particular... She talks about withholding that from a particular woman potentially because she doesn't want to get the son off the hook. That you're getting some family member off the hook every time you do that act. Every single time there's somebody who couldn't be bothered or couldn't make it to their own family's deathbed. And I don't see how Dr. Dekker is somehow special, necessarily. Just seems like a problematic approach. Did Dekker drink?
Dr. Dekker drank a bit. I mean, I didn't say anything about it, but well, it's not very professional, is it? I mean, it's not like he was drunk. It must be very stressful being a therapist. Do you find it stressful, Doctor?
Yes, it can be stressful.
I can tell just by looking at you. This job has really taken its toll on you.
Because some of these people are like talking about suicide or killing people or being attacked. Like there's a lot going on here. And then that one tape about Dekker makes things really creepy. Hello, Jaya. How are you today?
I don't want to talk about grief today. I'm getting enough grief from work.
Okay, but what if we ask about grief anyway? Oh, nope, that's not happening. Okay, so I can stop your problem.
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
That was a reaction. Alright, so Dr. Dekker.
I don't know, Doctor. Do you?
Really, no reaction to specifically Dr. Dekker. Okay, so sleeping pills.
I don't take sleeping tablets, never have. I'm not allowed to prescribe either. Dr. Dekker had me try to forge his signature once, but I was woeful.
Ooh, forge Dekker's signature.
Dr. Dekker wanted me to try and forge his signature to make sure that I couldn't.
Okay. Couldn't forge his signature. Nope, that's not the actual follow-up going on there. Why would he ask about that?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to try.
There's no emphasis going on there. Who mentioned Jaya before?